The first stage that we have is the nymphal stage. This is the first stage of the mayfly's life cycle. It swims around in the stream for a year, maybe two, depending on what kind of species it is. Its next stage is when it emerges from a nymph that lives in the water to a dry fly that everybody's familiar with when they think of fly fishing. So what this nymph does is it goes up, as it swims up to the top, it shucks its case, it molts, and a new bug appears, and it's the bug that you think of, the dry fly. And I have that here on the third fly. There you'll go. They'll hatch and they'll be out for a day or two. They'll hide on the underside of a leaf. When the evening comes and the temperature's right and the water temperature's right, they'll come back, and that's the second stage of the adult. And at this time, that dry fly that you saw will be carrying an egg sac on its tail. They will lay their eggs inside the stream, and immediately after they lay their eggs, they die. So their life cycle is 1 to 2 years. Some mayflies live for 2 years inside the stream, some live for 1. And so they go for 2 years or a year, they lay their eggs, they die immediately, and that's usually when the fun starts for us fly fishermen, because you have hundreds and hundreds, sometimes thousands of these bugs just laying down, and it becomes a trout smorgasbord. You know, they don't have to work for food. You know, it's laying there dead, and then sometimes they'll just stick their mouth with the water, and they'll just go through like a vacuum, just sucking up and just getting mouthfuls of bugs at a time. So anyway, that's the explanation of the flies, and I hope that you all enjoy them.
Is fly tying an art or a craft?
Actually, it's both, at least in my opinion. It's a craft because a lot of times you'll be working from existing patterns. Most flies are tied from existing patterns. It becomes an art whenever someone freelances off of that and creates something new, combines 2 or 3 usual techniques to come up with something unusual. And that's when it kind of elevates from craft to art.
Can you discuss the science aspect of fly tying and fly fishing?
Sure. Fly fishing involves trying to imitate either the little fish or the little insects that live underwater. So if you know the physiology of the insects or the little fish or whatever, you can tie flies that imitate them more closely. And that's where the science of it comes in.
Do you have any particular flies that you feel are the best for fly fishing?
Well, I'm partial to fishing what they call nymphs, which are flies that drift below the surface, okay? They imitate the larvae and the pupae of aquatic insects. And I like those. Some of my favorites patterns in that are the pheasant tail nymph and the gold-reared hare's ear nymph. Both of those are extremely effective. They're old, tried and true patterns, and they're still effective today.